Morning everybody, Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. A bitter cold homestead. It was 10 degrees Fahrenheit this morning. I looked it up, that's minus 12 Celsius. It was sunny. We got some quickly moving clouds. And I don't know what's coming. This time of year, it's seems like it's always raining every day. And that's pretty much one thing you can count on. I am amazed that some of the flowers are trying to struggle and survive. I'm really impressed. Most of the things are dying, but there's a few still alive. Anyway, I want to talk to you about the reason for everything I'm doing. This tractor, for example. The reason for the things I'm getting. A lot of people are asking why I'm scattered about so widespread and buying so many different varying things right now at this time. I guess you don't get the big picture. The big picture is this is part of the business I'm entering into, as well as the sawmill that I want to go get. I have mentioned it in passing at times. I have a 1936 Sears Roebuck circular sawmill, 44 feet long, that I will be bringing to the homestead here very soon. And this is going to power it. The idea is that the PTO drive, which by the way I think is a clutch. Nope, I don't have the clutch one. For some reason I thought that was the wider. Somebody told me you have to get the one with a built-in clutch. It is a wider one. This doesn't have it. I'll have to check my other tractor. But anyway, for the sawmill, it's not going to matter. This is going to power the sawmill stationary. So I'm probably going to block up the wheels when I get it hooked up and leave it sitting because I won't be needing them at this time. Now oddly, this tire sealed, and that was the leaky one, and now this one is leaking. That doesn't make sense because that one sat full always, and it was sitting over the land for 3-4 months, and this one never held air, and now it is. It's weird. But the idea now, the tractor will power the sawmill, and the wood shop is going to be used to make projects using the lumber that I process on my own sawmill. Also, the sawmill is going to help me finish projects around the property. So let me go sit down a minute instead of just making you stare at the tractor the whole time. Now I sold all the tools that I had originally had in my old wood shop back there to pay for the new tools that are now in the garage. So that worked out very well. I sold off pretty much everything I had originally. The planer I sold to get a little bit better planer. The bandsaw I sold off to pay for this bandsaw. The what else did I have? Both table saws are gone. I had 2 table saws. They're gone. I sold, I can't remember everything. Oh, I had a joiner planer. Now I got a larger joiner planer. And I sold pretty much everything I had in the original wood shop to, sorry, I'm a little bit cold, to buy the new tools. So it was a pretty much break-even type of a deal. And that is a really good way to do business, I think. The tractor sitting behind me has been funded by the sales of small engine equipment. Now, I don't know if you guys realized I have a lot of small engine equipment, and I deal in that stuff all the time. Now, the sharpening kit that I recently got in the garage is tying into everything, because I have a circular saw sharpening set which will sharpen all of my circular saws, from the table saw to the Ryobi handheld circular saw to the buzz saws that you might be able to see behind me. all the way up to the circular sawmill. Being able to sharpen my own saw blades is going to save me a lot of money in the future, because instead of shipping them off somewhere or paying somebody to sharpen my blades or buying new ones all the time, which with the big blades that's not an option, I will be able to do it myself. And instead of hand filing, which unless you're really steady at handed and experienced, hand filing is not advisable. I mean, I never was that good at hand sharpening anything. I always had a sharpening set for all my stuff that I ever had going. Now the other sharpening tool that I got is for like bandsaw blades. Like if I get a bandsaw mill, for example, I do believe it can do chainsaws, and at least that's what I was told, and hand saws. So imagine my bandsaw in my wood shop, the stand-up bandsaw, and I'm working with wood and the thing starts to get dull on me. Well, instead of buying a new blade, which is what you'd have to do, all I got to do is process it myself, run it through the system, and I've got a sharpened blade ready to go again. And that can save a lot of money. The bandsaw I got with my wood shop came with 3 different size blades, 3 thicknesses. It's for really fine work to medium to more coarse work. And to keep repurchasing all those blades all the time is very expensive. So, and I don't think I ever want to try to sharpen a bandsaw blade myself by hand. I just don't think that's a good idea. That could take a long time. So that is a great tool that's going to go hand in hand with the wood shop and the sawmill and working here in the future. Plus, if I decide I can, and if I get good at it, I can sharpen circular saw blades and bandsaw blades and hand saws and chainsaws for other people. So there's a potential business there as well. So that's how everything's tying in together, what I'm getting. I've been selling off my extra small engine equipment to upgrade to bigger stuff like this. And I've been buying and selling and trading. This year I went through, I think I went through 3 boats this year. Actually 4 if you count the one that we're keeping. And multiple trailers, and had a boat motor that I had that I sold. Now we don't have a boat motor. But anyway, well, I kept my electric one that somebody gave us in New York. I still have that. I won't sell that ever. But I do have that, and we have been using it, and I love it very much. Somebody wanted to buy it, and I won't sell it. That's a nice one. And it powers our boat. And so that, and I believe it or not, I still have the original battery I've been using all these years on that motor, and it still works good. So that's what I'm using for our boat. But anything, the point is, I went through multiple boats and trailers and a boat motor, always increasing my profits as I go, because that's the way business works. Buy something, fix it up, and sell it for more. Buy something that needs work, fix it up, and sell it for more. Nothing wrong with that. And so that's how I'm able to get newer, bigger, and better things for the off-grid homestead, such as this amazing tractor sitting here that is going to be used to power a massive sawmill. And I think that covers everything. Everything I've done has tied in together. And working out at the land, cleaning up the property, I was going to be going into business with the person who owns the property, I shouldn't say past tense, who owns the property. And the idea was, we'd work together there. But since he's waiting to see what happens in the world right now, and I have a family to take care of, then I'm just moving forward with the exact same plans, just here instead of there. And then the option is always there to continue on over there. So no doors are closed, no bridges are burnt. It's just there was a delay on that plan. I spent 4 months cleaning that place, so hopefully we will carry on, but I guess that remains to be seen. That's pretty much covers, I think, how everything ties in together. If there's anything I missed, put it in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to explain how it ties in. Pretty much everything I've done this summer has been leading up to the goal of having a nice sawmill and a wood shop to run here, processing our own trees from our 18 acres of forest, turning them into lumber, and then turning that into crafts for sale. Now, I've been thinking very, very, very strongly about the end goal of making off-grid tiny homes on wheels for sale on a budget. The idea is to process my own materials here on our land to build affordable off-grid tiny houses on wheels. Because if you look for a tiny house on wheels, you're looking at 30, 40, 50, 70,000 on up for a house on a trailer. Our property was only 45,000. 2 houses and a garage and 18 acres of land. And a tiny house costs more than that. And that just doesn't make sense at all. It just doesn't make sense. I want to be able to build affordable off-grid tiny homes. So I'm going to start building up to it. The idea is to start out with a pop-up camper frame, which I'm going to look for and find. I'm going to get a small trailer and clean it and paint it. And then I want to build a small off-grid tiny house on that. Whether a person uses it for hunting or camping or whatever, that's up to them. But it's just going to have the basics. 1 or 2 solar panels, 1 or 2 batteries, charge controller, nothing really outrageous because people then can grow and expand it as their budget allows. Simple cabinets and really let people have the option to put in their own furniture. So I might have a fold-away bunk bed or something of some kind, but the idea is to have affordable off-grid tiny homes. Most likely if I find a good pop-up camper, they usually have the running water system, not hot water, but they would have the water tank and a hand pump and a basic electrical control box and a stove and maybe a fridge or cooler. And even that, like, people can save a lot of money now by finding an apartment fridge on the internet in the classifieds and bringing that along with them and save a lot. Now, depending on how elaborate the off-grid setting is and if they need shore power or not, or if they have the capability of plugging into shore power, obviously there's so many variables. The idea, though, is to have a very simple, basic off-grid tiny house and to let people be able to add in as they can afford. So that's the plans. That's what I'm thinking. The basic off-grid tiny house will have a door, some windows, and your basic cabinetry, and your basic water supply, and your basic power. And like I said, they can go from there. Obviously, your paneling and your siding and your roof will be done, and then we can tailor that to people's specifications. So I'm going to, once I get the mill set up, which is my next goal, I'm probably going to run over today after lunch because it's really, really cold yet. It's below freezing still. And I got to work on a wrench and get the saw blade off so I can move that thing. So I'm going to be working over there after lunch, hopefully today, and hopefully I'll get the saw blade off and try to get that over here. But if you don't see it right away, it means I failed in getting that blade off because it's been sitting there a long time unused. So we'll see how that goes. I don't want to damage anything. So we'll see how that turns out. But once I get the mill set up, once I get the tractor power in the mill, I've got another tractor to load logs onto the mill so I don't have to keep disconnecting and reconnecting and lining it up because you got to line up the PTO to drive it. I really don't want to mess with all that. And with the tires, I'll probably block this up. Once I get all that, then I can start sawing lumber. And once I get lumber, then I can finish my... Oh, yeah, the wood shop. I knew I was missing something. I need lumber to finish the wood shop because I need to build my cabinets and my workbenches and also finish fixing it up. So that's on hold until I get the mill running. Everything is on hold and it's hanging on the mill. Everything I have going on is waiting for lumber. And I'm not going to go out and buy lumber when I have logs waiting to be processed into lumber. So every single thing that's on hold right now is hinged on me having a mill. And that explains most of what is not happening right now. That was the key point. That was a big, big deal. That why I'm not finishing projects. So that's everything right there. Anyway, and once that's going and I get the wood shop done, then I'm going to start working on tiny houses. And as you know, I think I did a decent job on our last tiny house. I think it was quite beautiful. And we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please like, subscribe, and share, and hit that bell icon to get notifications of our video uploads. And follow our daily videos as we strive to become fully off the grid and self-sufficient on a budget. Running our own business is definitely self-sufficient. Talk to you later.